Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fourth down focus. We've got no Keane this week because the Raiders have made him so depressed. He's taken a week to go to Germany and try to forget about them. So he's not here today. It's just me and James. We're kind of doing what we did last week. We missed out the review video again, but we're just going to throw in a few games here and then we'll talk about anything else later if we have to. But it's mainly the predictions video. Week 8 now, nearly at the halfway point of the season, which makes me quite sad. But yeah, I'm going to start with not a question this week, but just a fact. Well, I'll make it a question. Can you name the two quarterbacks in the league currently that haven't thrown an interception this season?
Dak?
No, he's thrown one. He's not thrown many, but he's thrown one.
Not thrown a single interception.
Not a single one.
Because you said it, it's going to be someone who I don't expect.
You probably wouldn't expect both of them, I can't lie.
I thought it'd be Daniel Jones, but I know he's thrown one because he threw one against the Rams.
Yeah.
Mahomes has thrown one. Allen, I know, is fucking thrown a few. Useless cunt. I'm really trying to think here. I've not thrown a pick.
I'll give you a hint if you want.
Okay.
Both teams that they play for are under 500.
It's not very good then.
No.
Are we counting is Dylan Gabriel thrown one, for example?
Dylan Gabriel is one of them.
He's one of them. Yeah, that because they.
Mental, but he's not throwing a pick.
I was weirdly going to say Justin Fields, but he must have thrown one.
Justin Fields is the other one.
Oh my god!
The two quarterbacks I haven't thrown a pick this year: Justin Fields and Dylan Gabriel.
I thought because he doesn't throw it much, it might be him. I generally thought he must have thrown one at some point. Jesus Christ!
Somehow he hasn't.
So he's throwing accurately badly.
Kinda, yeah.
Maybe the receivers are the problem.
I mean, there's rumors going around that Garrett Wilson is apparently coming to Cleveland. There's probably no truth behind it.
Stupidest career choice ever if he went to Cleveland.
He's going from here to here.
I mean, if you're going to leave, go to a fucking contender at least. Or at least a little team who could be a contender in the next couple of years.
Us, the Browns.
On that note, we'll get into the games. First up, Steelers, Bengals, the Unk Bowl, and it was actually really good. I went to sleep, so I missed it, but
what did I
watched it back, and everyone was saying it's one of the best games this season. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very surprising game, all things considered.
Yeah, the Unk Bowl somehow delivered.
I realised I got it the wrong way around, by the way. It's the Bengals 33 and the Steelers 31. I just realised.
For fuck's sake, James.
It's the right score, it's the wrong way around.
I want to fire you as the graphic maker. Yeah, the Unk Bowl somehow delivered. I'm just annoyed that, Dylan Gabriel's not playing that badly, but we traded away Joe Flacco to a division rival. It's like Mike Tomlin said, he doesn't understand the logic behind trading away to a divisional rival who needs that position. And then you give him away and he's won them a game in a division that's kind of open as well because the Ravens are terrible. So it's between us three somehow. But it's probably between these two teams, let's be honest. We're not involved. The Browns are not involved. But yeah, I don't understand it. But somehow Jamar Chase put up like a Jalen Hurts stat line. He went like 16 for 23, over 100 yards. And how many touchdowns did he get? 1 or 2?
1.
Yeah, 1. That's wild.
I mean, as you said, I've never seen 16 receptions in a game, not for a very long time from a single player. Ridiculous stat line. Was it Flacco 342 with 3 touchdowns as well? And
he didn't throw a pick.
No.
That's
Aaron Rodgers 249 for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's crazy stats everywhere. Warren, 127 rushing yards. Chase Brown, 108. And Pat Fryermuth, 111 and 2 touchdowns.
It's insane. I need to stop sleeping on these Thursday night games because they've actually all ended up being quite good. But on paper, they all look shit. So I'm going to watch tonight the Chargers Vikings just in case I'll watch it and it'll be shit.
My 9 a.m. prevents me from watching these games anyway, so at least I'm not missing it for the sake of it. Yeah, just a weirdly good game. I don't think anyone expected it, but there we are. A big win for the Bengals, which they really desperately needed, all things considered. Next up, the London game. We were there, both of us and Kean as well. We were there indeed, and for what we all sort of called to be a very close game, in fact, you and Kean actually called Jags wins.
We did.
It was an absolute masterclass from the Rams, and the Jags were terrible.
What I thought was insane, Stafford didn't even cross 200 passing yards, and he threw 5 touchdown passes. He's now thrown the most touchdown passes in the league. So Stafford is also somehow in the MVP conversation at his ripe old age of whatever he's at, what, 39, is he? 38?
Yeah.
Which is wild. He's also not throwing that many picks this season. I think he's thrown 2, which for a sort of a well-known gunslinger QB is quite impressive. So if he can stay healthy, there's definitely a world where Matthew Stafford in 2025 is the MVP of the league, which is wild.
It's a very funny stat line because Trevor Lawrence, 296 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 182 passing yards, 5 touchdowns.
That's ridiculous. Davante Adams was cooking as well. We were upset because we didn't get to see Puka Nacua in the flesh, best wide receiver in the NFL. He wasn't on the pitch. So Davante just stepped up and just went, I'll score 3 touchdowns. The only problem I had with this entire game was every time a Rams player scored, they did the fucking Ronaldo celebration.
Yeah, I was questioning
What are you doing? Stop it, you fucking cringy bastards. But yeah, it was a very good game.
I said before, it was absolutely like your dream to see Matt Stafford play live, Davante Adams as well. Very, very cool. And they both showed up exactly in the way you want. It was like vintage for both of them, which is perfect for what was a very good game. Travis Hunter getting his first NFL touchdown. So we were there to see that, which is also quite cool. Davante Adams with 35 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns is absolutely hilarious.
That is insane.
But the Jags were just beating themselves. Penalties galore on the Jags defense every play. I mean, it's like every play. That's why the Rams had no passing yards because they were fucking giving away penalties every 3 seconed. They didn't need to. It's literally a case of, okay, we don't have Puka Nacua. Here's Davante Adams. I said it
most of the season. It's probably the best duo of wide receivers in the league, and if one goes down, you can easily rely on the other one. You've got 2 wide receiver ones on your team.
Yeah. There's worse options to have than Davante Adams when your number 1 receiver goes down. Put it that way. And they made really good work of everyone else on the field. I thought Tyler Higbee was quite good as well in this game.
He was quite reliable.
I think it was a few big catches.
The Jags got I saw a punt return touchdown, but it got ruled out.
Colby Parkinson as well. He had a good game. 3 receptions, 47 yards, a few big gains off of him. Just overall, just a really good game from the Rams. They managed it brilliantly. Obviously, technically a home game for the Jags, although didn't really feel like it at times with the atmosphere. I think obviously it's going to happen when you get absolutely blown out by the Rams. But I think the turning point where the Jags game was lost was when that Parker Washington returning touchdown from the punt got overruled for a flag.
Yeah, everyone was like, "There's a flag." It's not.
Yeah, no, because everyone around me was doing the same thing, and I was like, "I can see the flag." I saw it the second he gone. I was like, "Yeah, no, it's coming back, 100%." But no, yeah, it was a good game. It was good for obviously to be a London fan and to go and watch it. It was very, very cool to see Matt Stafford, Davante Adams in the flesh. It was very, very cool to see. And the Jags just nowhere near lived up to the expectations of what probably everyone expected to be a very good, close game. But the Rams just took complete control in the first sort of 2 drives, and they didn't let go, really. So
I also don't get I just don't get how they've got 35 points, and yet Kyron must have not have had more than 50 rushing yards either.
He had 54, I believe.
54. I was off. It's where did they point? How did they manage
penalties? It was just defensive penalties all over the place.
Penalties and just field position. Yeah, it was a strange game, but it was my first ever time seeing the NFL in person. I very much enjoyed it. I just think the Jags cheerleaders performed better than the offense. So
I also didn't realize Jimmy G was in the game at the end.
He was in the game. He came in right at the end.
I was seeing on the stat line. I saw why he rushed 3 times, and I realized it was just him kneeling the game out.
Yeah. Next up, he missed it because he was having a piss as well. He was fuming. He wanted to see a bit of Jimmy G action. Oh, I thought we won. Forgot about that.
Next up, the Browns with an absolute battering of the Dolphins. Don't think any of us called this one. I think I said on the predictions I wouldn't be surprised because obviously defense for defense, yours is significantly better than theirs. But lo and behold, I'll let you go. The Browns get a big, big win.
I think that Quinshon Judkins should be the mayor of Cleveland. I think he should have the keys to the city. I think he's. I know you're going to disagree because you've got Cam, we've got Quinshon. I think Quinshon's the best rookie running back so far. You'd probably argue it's Cam. I reckon they're definitely both 1 and 2, and it's very close.
Yeah.
But Quinshon, we put him in as QB pretty much like when we was in the red zone. If we get to the red zone now, Dylan Gabriel's out of the game. We just put Quinshon in, Wildcat snap, and he scores from them as well. He got 3 touchdowns. He was incredible. Tyson Campbell, who we got for Greg Newsome, got a pick 6. That was nice. Ronnie Hickman got a pick. Rayshon Jenkins had a really, really good game at his old age. So that was nice to see. I know it's only the Dolphins, but, it's nice to see us score more than 17 points, which we haven't done until this game, this season. So that's nice, I guess.
I've already got 3 words to sum this up. Tua is shit. He's so shit that Quinn Ewers threw 8 passes in this game. Arguably with better efficiency than Tua did because he had 5 completions for 53 yards, whereas Tua had 12 for 100 yards.
There was the best part of the entire game was the mic'd up clip of Ronnie Hickman where he literally said, "Give me the ball, Tua," and then picked it.
Yeah.
He literally called it, man. That was unreal.
2 or 3 interceptions. I mean, he's got. I know he's probably not going to get benched for Quinn Ewers, but there has to be an argument at some point. The season's gone. You might as well just try.
Is there another backup there as well? I feel like someone else was there.
Let me have a look at the roster. According to the Zach Wilson, yeah.
Zach Wilson, that's it.
I think that's more realistic. But then again, you sort of know you're not going to get a franchise guy as Zach Wilson. So do you roll the dice with Quinn Ewers for a few games and just see what he's like?
What if Zach Wilson's like the next Mac Jones, where he starts coming in as a backup and winning games?
Next Sam Darnold.
Yeah, you never know.
Just terrible Dolphins game. I mean, I thought it would be a low-scoring game where the Browns' defense maybe just got the edge over the Dolphins and they win the game close. But I would never have called this. Quinshon, 3 touchdowns, 84 yards is very, very good. Quinshon actually nearly had more rushing yards than Dylan Gabriel had passing yards, but there we are. Combined 216 yards between Dylan Gabriel and Tua in the entire game.
I mean, I don't know what you expect. Somehow Dylan Gabriel was the better Hawaiian left-handed short quarterback. I don't know how Tua's that bad, but he is. As for Dylan Gabriel, he's not blowing the world up, but he's not throwing interceptions, which is better than what Flacco was doing. He's somewhat efficient. He's not really throwing too many risky passes. It's a lot of like check downs and short gains, but it works. Clearly, in this game, it did anyway. I'm not mega confident about the next game, as we'll see when we get to the predictions. But 2 and 15 is a lot better than 1 and 16. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Speaking of 2 and 15, we'll move on to this shit. I don't want to talk. Do I have to talk about this?
Well, I didn't watch the game, so I'm just going to have to let you take the floor here because I just saw you having a meltdown as I got home because obviously we were driving back from London. I got home just as this was my phone died actually. So the last I knew, you were winning comfortably. I turned it back on and you were having a meltdown in the group chat. So the floor is yours.
It's just fuck me. I think that's the stat was there was 1,601 teams in a row had an 18-point lead and not lost a game until we played the Broncos on Sunday. 33 points in the fourth quarter. 15-minute quarter, we've given up 33 points. And you know what, right? It's such a... We were so good for the first 3, like so good. We were so much better than them. Their defense was so quiet. They couldn't stop us, had no answer for the entire first 3 quarters. Their offense was completely null and void. And then I just don't understand what happens in one quarter to be this bad. I mean, I know what happens. You can see by my name on the fucking picture. Just fucking shame you win. Honestly, I literally called it. The game on the line, you need to make a stop to make sure we win. And he's playing fucking prevent defense and we give up 2 big plays. What I will say as well, Paulson Adebo gets injured, Deontay Banks gets on, and we give up 33 points the second he enters the game. Bloke is shit. And also fucking Jude, whatever his fucking name is,
2
extra points. We can't even trust him to kick a field goal from 30 yards because we don't think he'll make it.
You
And
now
yet
know how I felt with Andres Schmidt in the first game.
But you put a kicker on the roster who you can barely trust to make an extra point. You've got Young Wei Koo, I'm not saying is the best kicker in the world, but a pretty all right kicker in the NFL for the last however many years. Like, he's not that bad. You trust him to make an extra point, and he probably would have made both of them. But especially at the end with the fucking game on the line, if he makes that one with the Jackson Dart touchdown at the end, we go to overtime and we still have a chance. We probably still lose the game, but at least you've gone to overtime. But it's just a fucking disgrace that you can't give up 33 points. The only positives I can take is we've definitely got a franchise quarterback because Jackson Dart yet again was brilliant. Again, the pick is silly; it's a rookie mistake, but at the same time, we haven't lost the game because he's done that. It isn't like it's one mistake gives up one touchdown, the other 4 touchdowns, whatever it was, and nothing to do with Jackson Dart.
It was just I was locking in Julius Randle into my NBA fantasy. He got 30 points against the Trailblazers. Carry on.
It's just a mess. I just don't understand how it's even possible. Like I think it was sort of when that pick happened, I was like, this is not. I thought when Bellinger scores that tip touchdown, I was pretty confident the game was over, as I probably should have been, as the game should have been over. That should have been it. Because if we get one more, I think we're fine. And even when Jackson Dart gets in the end zone with 30 seconds left on the clock, you think we should win this from here.
It's a weird one for Denver as well, because obviously you're going to celebrate a massive comeback like that. But you've got to question how they're not able to put any points on the board until the fourth quarter.
It was we literally had them completely shut down. They barely got first downs in that entire first 3 quarters.
It's an impressive comeback, but also like if you take the fourth quarter out of that game, they weren't good at all.
The thing is that annoys me is we are 2 plays away from being 4-2 and a serious contender in our division. That Cowboys game we should have won. This we should have won. And that's not even me saying it as a biased Giants fan. We should have won both of them games. You do not give up the touch.
You should. You should.
We've lost 2 walk-off field goals that they should have never had the opportunity to kick. Because Shane Bowen doesn't understand how to rush the fucking quarterback when the game's on the line. As Brian Burns literally said, dropping fucking 8 and rushing 3. It's ridiculous.
When you've got one of the better pass rushes in the league as well. Brian Burns.
We were winning the game by so much because of how good the pass rush was all day. Brian Burns getting to the quarterback. Dexter Lawrence tipped like 3 passes. Abdul Carter creating ridiculous amounts of pressures. Thibodeau, again, gave up a stupid penalty at the end, but for the first 3 quarters was brilliant. It's just daft. I just don't understand how this happens. As I said, I am taking the positive of Jackson Dart. I really do think we have our guy now. I mean, even Vic Fangio said in his press conference the other day, the other teams who needed a quarterback are going to regret passing on him, and I agree because he's definitely.
As a Browns fan, I'm sad that we passed on him.
I think everyone who needs a quarterback, even the Titans, will be sad that they didn't make this decision because he is brilliant. Him and we have so much potential on this roster, but we're going to waste it by fucking keeping coaching staff in jobs that we shouldn't keep in jobs. Because they always we're not going to sack Bowen, but I just don't understand how you can justify keeping him after doing that. And it's not even the first time this season we've done something like that. The Cowboys game
between 2 players who I think could possibly be Defensive Player of the Year between Brian Burns and Nick Bonito.
Yeah, I mean Bonito did nothing. Bottle job, absolutely useless. I think he had 1 tackle.
He's still a sack leader, isn't he?
No, Brian Burns is.
Oh, is it? Well, I think them 2 are going to be at the top of the list for the full season. In fact, it's mid-season next week. We should do some mid-season predictions.
Yeah, we do.
I think.
Brian Burns and Byron Young, I believe, are tied on 9 at the top.
Byron Young was very good the other day, by the way.
The thing that's baffling me with the Broncos is the only players I've seen chat shit about the Giants and celebrate the win is the defense, who gave up 32 points to a team who didn't have a reception to a wide receiver in this entire game.
Yeah, the defense should not be the ones that are gobbing off, really.
Nick Bonito giving it big when he had 1 tackle because he had to switch within, I think it was in 5 minutes of the first quarter, he switched sides because Andrew Thomas had him that locked down that he couldn't do anything. And then he still got locked down by Jermaine Illumino.
That's crazy.
He was crap.
We need to move on because we've still got a full fucking week to predict and you can't run forever. But
just fucking shit. Fire Shane Bowen for fuck's sake because his team has so much potential. I really do believe with Malik Neighbours back next year as well, it's going to be a dangerous team providing we get rid of the coaching staff.
Do you think you're going to trade for anyone before the deadline?
No. We just signed Ray McLeod. I think Slayton's back now.
You got Ray McLeod?
Yeah, off the Falcons free squad, yeah. I just think, unless you're going for someone like Jalen Waddle, where it's like a premier receiver to last a lot of time, they won't just gap plug like getting someone like Jerry Jeudy, for example, who's going to gap plug. Like,
They can please take Jerry Jeudy. I don't want him.
we're not going to do it. It's either going to be someone like Jalen Waddle, but I think apparently they'd rather hold on to the draft picks, which I'm not exactly angry about because the season's over anyway. I think had we had won the Broncos game, it'd be a different story and we would trade because we technically would still have a chance of making the playoffs.
See, if there's a world where we could actually get Garrett Wilson, like the rumors are saying, I'd happily trade one of our first round picks because we've got to. I'd happily trade one of those.
Fair enough. Last game we're going to review is the Chargers Colts. Colts coming away with a big win again. Puts them to 6-1.
I'm starting. It's time for you to admit that the Colts are a serious team. They've lost one game all season.
I just don't see them being contenders. I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs because they pretty much are guaranteed to make the playoffs now.
It'd be a huge collapse to miss out now.
It's Daniel Jones. I wouldn't rule anything out.
But another win this week. They're playing the Titans, so that's 7.
Yeah, I just think the schedule is really nice to them as well, which helps when you're on a good run of form that you have an easy schedule to follow it up with. But they are a good team. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. Daniel Jones having a great season. I just don't understand how, but he
I
is.
No one understands how, but you just got to just enjoy it at this point because
he is. It makes no sense. I think even he's probably confused as to how he's having such a good season.
He looks confused with those eyes.
Chargers though again.
It's happening
since they lost to us. They've just been awful. I mean,
I'm trying to trade Quentin Johnston on fantasy if you want him because he's been letting me down after the first few weeks.
I've been relentlessly trying to trade for Scatterboo and fucking Dan's having absolutely.
I'll try to get Quinshawn.
The Chargers need to fix something quick because their playoff hopes are more or less on the brink now after what was a good start to the year. 3-0, I believe. Were they 3-3 now or 3-4?
3-3, I believe, but I'll double check for you.
Yeah, I mean, just awful in the last few games. They were. I thought they'd been 4-3.
Not a bad yet. Thought they had.
So they're still okay, but I just think it's another loss to a team you probably could beat and probably maybe should be beaten in turn. I know they're 6-1, so it's hard to call. They're such a weird team to call because as much as they're 6-1, it's still the Colts. So you're like,
yeah.
I don't know. But
honestly, at this point, I'm just fully invested in the power of Jonathan Taylor.
That's ridiculous. 3 hat tricks in one season, and we're only 7 games in.
Ridiculous. If he's not Offensive Player of the Year,
in fairness, I do think CMC has a chance purely because he is top 5 or top 8 in rushing and receiving yards.
He is. He's got more receiving yards than most wide receiver ones in the league.
He's on like 5 straight. I believe he's on pace to be the first player ever to get 1,000 season, which would be nuts.
That if he got that, then that's fair enough. But apart from him, I think Jonathan Taylor's top running for Offensive Player of the Year so far. Unless he gets injured, which could happen. Let's hope it doesn't. I think
the JSN as well. In all fairness,
and JSN, they're the 3 front runners easily.
I think if Puka hadn't gone down, he'd still be in the conversation as well.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be out for too long. So he's probably.
I think he is back after their bye. So.
Oh yeah, they got to buy it. Yeah, he should. Yeah, I think he's back. So there's a few options which should make this mid-season awards pretty interesting.
It should be. Yeah. I think there's a lot of contenders for basically every award. Because even MVP, I'd say, is dubious at the minute.
MVP is. I've got a few names in mind.
I've got a few as well.
And one of them is Sam Darnold somehow, but we'll get onto that later.
I don't think we will. Seahawks don't have a game this week. So.
Oh shit! Fuck yeah, they don't. Well, never mind.
I guess we'll move on then to our predictions for week 8 of the NFL. I can't believe it's already week 8.
You know what I've noticed, by the way?
You what?
You know what I've noticed?
What?
We've stopped doing the weekly updates of the prediction run-ins, like who's where.
I'll get one for you for next week.
Right. Okay. We'll do one for middle of the season and we'll leave it again.
Yeah.
All I know is I've got about 62 points. I think
you are last, if that helps.
Fuck.
You're 3 behind me and Keane, who are tied on.
You're doing like 8 and 7 every week, man.
First up, Chargers, Vikings, and I said to Max before pre-recording that we actually have a bit of differential this week, and it begins straight away with Thursday Night Football, which is tonight as of time of recording. Vikings versus the Chargers. You've gone with the Chargers, Max. It was me and Keane. Obviously, Keane's not here, but I've still got predictions up here anyway. Have gone with the Vikings.
I've just bit my tongue and it really hurt. I think the Chargers, this is a good game for them to shake out of the sort of bad, weird run of form they're in. They're wearing more nice uniforms this week. I don't know how many new uniforms they've got to unveil. I had some last week. They've got some this week as well. But I think the Vikings looked really poor against the Eagles. Carson Wentz was fucking dog shit. So maybe that's a little weird run that he's had started coming to an end. I think the Chargers should be able to win. The problem is at the minute they don't really have a run game. So Herbert's been like in the last game, even though they lost, he threw for like over 400 yards. He's been forced to throw it a lot. Obviously, Kamani Vidal, after I put him in my fantasy, would have a shit week. So
You got rid of him, didn't you?
I did get rid of him. I can't remember going instead. I think I got a wide receiver instead. But that's
I think I put a claim in for next week.
take him. He did nothing. But I think as soon as Amarian Hampton's back, this team's going to be firing. Obviously, Khalil Mack's back now. He got a sack last week, so that's small help. But I think the Vikings are by far the worst team in the NFC North so far this season because the Bears are on a nice run of form at the minute. Packers look still solid, and obviously the Lions are the Lions. So the Vikings, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I'll say that now. I've not been impressed by them many times this season at all.
You know what I will say? I did say before the season started that every team in the NFC North could make the playoffs, and I don't think it's looking less and less outlandish by the day.
I don't see. Nah, the Vikings don't make it for me.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, but I've gone Vikings. I did see a stat. Carson Wentz has never lost on Thursday Night Football. He's 7-0 on Thursday Night Football.
Definitely starter, yeah.
I'm going to assume so. I haven't seen anything to say it's going to be JJ McCarthy. I don't think you can justify JJ McCarthy with Wentz just getting more out of his receivers than JJ did. You get.
But Wentz's last game was poor.
It was bad. It's different. I just think.
I don't know if McCarthy's fit. I'm going to try to find out.
Yeah, he was emergency QB3 last week, which was interesting. I feel that's the case if he's injured, but not like couldn't play unless he was absolutely needed. Yeah, I think there's just something about the Chargers at the minute, the slump they're in.
Still listed as questionable, JJ McCarthy.
Still questionable. If it is, if it is JJ McCarthy, I'm going to look like a right twat because this will probably be a Chargers win. But I just think Carson Wentz needs a bounce back game. He's never lost on Thursday Night Football. Chargers just aren't in a good space right now. Not saying the Vikings are in a brilliant one either, but
when was the last time that Carson Wentz actually played on Thursday Night Football?
Great question, no idea.
Could have been years ago.
But yeah, he's never lost, so I'm gonna back it. He goes to 8-0 on Thursday Night Football as a NFL quarterback, and I think they'll just about have a little bit too much for the Chargers. I just think it depends what Chargers team you get, really. They could turn up and be brilliant. They could turn up and be absolutely terrible. They're never normally average with the Chargers, so I just think the slump they're in, it's a perfect way out, as you said. It's the perfect out game to finally try and build some form back up. So, they are 4-3, which sounds stupid to say, but at the same time,
in that division,
they were 3-0. So when you put it like that, it doesn't sound great.
And then the Chiefs are coming back as well. The Broncos are starting to mount a few wins, so they need to do the same.
But yeah, I'm going with the Vikings, and as is Kian as well. Next up, Jesus Christ. The Bengals versus the Jets.
Thank God this isn't prime time. This season, I thought it might be, honestly, with some of the games I've been putting out, but
this is tragic. Fair play.
This is
this is really bad. Thank you. I don't know. I've gone with the Bengals. Right, I don't have much faith in it because it's the Bengals, but I say when they're playing the Jets, I think I said last week I was tempted to go Jets as like a finally getting their win game, and I'm glad I didn't because they
don't even know which QB starting for the Jets yet because there's currently I don't even think Aaron Glenn knows.
Well, apparently they're both questionable.
And
Tyrod and Justin Fields are both questionable. So fuck knows who's the third choice.
Didn't the owner or the CEO or something basically call Justin Fields shit as well or something?
On SofaScore roster, there isn't actually a third quarterback.
Oh God!
So I have no idea who it is. I'm assuming they would have signed someone had they known both of them can't play. I'm assuming it'll be Fields again.
Fields has not had that bad of a season, but it's the
last two games.
He's sort of got the same problems that he's always had in his career, which is sad because I do like him as an Ohio State guy. but he's just like he holds onto the ball for too long. He doesn't like progress through his reads quick enough. I don't think he's ever going to be that guy, which makes me sad.
But, I mean, two games in a row combined, he's thrown for 91 passing yards.
Damn it, there you go. That's what more do you need?
I mean, it's just
too late for him to just convert to a running back.
Honestly, I think he'd be better off. I don't know. I like Justin Fields. I just don't think he's the answer for the Jets. I feel like but they probably are now going to pick first in the draft, you look for someone like Mendoza in the draft and just take a chance on a rookie quarterback because they can't really be much worse than Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor as your two options. I mean, Taylor as well, when he came into the game, 10 for 22 on completions. I mean,
it's been a wild season so far. A lot of unpredictable stuff happening, but the Jets are still the Jets. It's like the only horrible thing that's happening.
There's just no hope for the Jets, really. But I think that if you're picking first in the draft, you've got to have a franchise-changing decision. I think that is drafting a quarterback in the first round. I think you were hoping Fields was the answer. He's not. I wouldn't say this.
I know it's week 8, but looking at this draft class, it might be another weak QB1 unless someone jumps out ahead and makes it.
I think there's a few could have big potential ones like Mendoza.
Here with like Cam Ward and stuff like we thought.
I think every quarterback was like not an instant starter, but has big potential to be. I mean, Dart wasn't considered a starter in season 1. I didn't think he'd start in season 1, and he's been.
I did because I had no faith in Russell Wilson.
I thought, but neither did I. But I thought it'd be Jameis instead, who came in after Russell.
I also thought you'd give him a shot by now. I still want you to put Jameis in because I fucking love that bloke, but
he got no chance unless Dart goes down. In which case, he's still going to put fucking Russ back in. But yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. I just think that if the Jets are smart, they'll lose every game.
I mean, the Bengals just beat the Steelers on prime time. The Steelers is much tougher opposition on both sides.
It's one of them games, isn't it, where we say, oh, yeah, they're guaranteed to win, easy win, and they lose.
Probably, but
with how this season's gone, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets somehow win this game. But if logically they make the smart decision, it is probably just to lose out the rest of the year now when you're 0-7.
I can't believe how uninterested I am in this game, and yet we spent about 5 minutes talking about it.
I'm going to move on because it's just crap. Next up, there we go. Back to normality in Cleveland. I don't think you can have too many arguments with this. The Patriots versus the Browns. We've all
gone back to the Patriots. I'm not going to argue against it. I'm going to agree with you. The only thing I would say is this is the only time this season where I've backed against the Browns, but I think it will be close because, like I said, I've been saying it all season. The Patriots look good and somehow currently have a chance to win the division. Which I know I said they were going to be good at the wild card. I didn't think they were going to win the East. That's fucking insane. Yeah, I think they'll just have a bit too much for us on offense, and we've got Quinton Judkins, and that's pretty much it. Fanning doesn't look too bad either, so I don't think we're going to be able to outscore them. But I think it'll be a low scoring game. Definitely, I think it'll be tight. I just don't think we've got a chance. Drake May's playing really fucking well. Almost MVP level, honestly. He's playing really, really well. Keishon Boutte's having a good season. They're still running it with Ramondre Stevenson. Fuck knows why. I don't know what Travion Henderson's done to Vrabes to make him hate him.
8 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Albeit it was the Titans.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's
Travion had 2 carries for 5 yards.
I just think we need to give Travion more of a chance, but that's Ohio State bias.
Terrell Jennings had 5 carries for 18 yards.
I don't think we'll have enough to beat the Patriots, but I think after what we showed last week, we definitely can keep it close. I'm just not going to be overly optimistic. Plus, every time I back against us, we win. Well, not every time, but if I back us, we never win. I also, whenever I don't watch us play, we win. So I'm not going to watch us.
I mean, if we spoke about MVP candidates, I think Drake May's definitely in that sort of race at the minute. Last week, by the way, I believe it was very, very close to the NFL completion percentage record in the game. 23 attempts, 21 completions.
He did. Brady's not even done that before, has he?
I believe it's a Patriots franchise record completion. He beat Tom Brady.
He's playing incredible. I said before the draft even happened, that I thought Drake May was the best one in it overall.
I agreed with you, I think, as well.
and he's looking like he does. Jen Daniels has been a bit off it this season. I know he's had a few injuries, hamstrings and stuff. And Caleb, the Bears are getting wins, but Caleb's not done anything crazy so far apart from the Cowboys game. He was quite good in that one. I'll give him that.
Jane Daniels a check down mention anyway. Yeah, Drake May. I love Drake May. I think everyone loves Drake May.
Yeah, so much.
I loved him in college. I thought he was brilliant, and he's coming to the NFL, and he's been even better. Like I knew he'd be successful in the league. I knew the Patriots annoyingly had their guy. I think I said it early last season. I think they have their guy, and I was proven right very quickly. And he's continuing.
I was so confused when they were starting Jacoby Brissett at the start of last season.
I think everyone was. They put Drake May in, and they were like, "Yeah, fair play. What the fuck were we thinking?"
It just feels weird to sort of root for the Patriots, but it's like it's not the same team. It's not Brady. It's not Belichick. It's just like a new team.
Someone literally said, "Fucking Drake May waltzing into New England and erasing everyone's hatred of the last 20 years of that awful franchise."
He literally has. It's crazy, but yeah,
absolutely brilliant. He's got Diggs now as well, which I think was a big addition in the offseason. Again, 69 yards and 7 receptions this week. Old reliable for him, 100%. And yeah, I just can't see this being, again, I think it won't be high scoring from the Patriots because the Browns defense is good. I think we can safely say that now. But yeah, I just think they'll have too much, especially on offense, as you said, to be able to keep this one close. Next up, again, differential. The Ravens versus the Bears. You used to go with the Bears, I'm going with the Ravens.
This should not be a bold pick from you, but it somehow is.
It is. And I'll sort of explain my reasoning. Lamar Jackson is starting this week, which was a big. Confirmed? I'm 99% sure I saw it confirmed, yeah.
I thought he would just. All I've seen that was confirmed is that he practiced yesterday.
I'm going to research myself while I'm speaking, but yeah, I think if Lamar is starting, they have to win this game. I mean, they just do. As much as they might look at a sort of maybe draft pick wise now, they could have a really nice draft pick, which would be really.
They don't need them because wherever they are in the draft board, they always get a good player.
Yeah, true. I mean, they got Starks this year; he's been really good.
They got Mike Green too, who's not been that good for them, but he's got potential definitely.
Yeah. So Lamar was limited yesterday in practice. I'm going to go on the basis that he's going to start this week because I think it's been expected basically.
Stop doing this because every time you do it, it goes wrong.
I know, but I have to be edgy at some point. Yeah, I think if he does start, I think they need to win. They're due a win. They've been terrible in the last couple of weeks. Cooper Rush, as expected, and I think with Lamar back in the frame,
I don't think you can say they're due a win because I don't think they've been performing well enough to suggest that they should be winning.
I don't disagree. I think their schedule in the games with Lamar was horrendous, to put it politely.
Even like Lamar being out has not been the biggest problem for them. All my fantasy team has Dak's done a pretty solid job. But yeah, I just don't think their defense has been fucking terrible. I know they've got injuries. They've got a lot of injuries, but it's just looked poor. Derrick Henry's not been that good either after his good season last year. He's kind of looked off it. Him and Saquon were like the two guys last year. They both look off it now.
Good. Yeah, I'm good with the Ravens. I think they had a tough schedule with Lamar at the start of the year. He's been out for a couple of weeks. I think he comes back in and he gets a win on his return to the team and maybe turns around their season to a point where they might have a chance at a wild card if they had a really, really nice run to the end of the season. I think this is what the make-up rate. I think if they lose this, you start thinking tank and get a nice draft pick, and you can draft a really, really good player. Because you go 1-6, I don't know what the chances of making the playoffs are at 1-6, but they're very low.
I just can't see a world where the Ravens are tanking.
It's mental to say, but if you're 1-6, I feel like that's where you look. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but I think with Lamar back in, I just can't see him losing that many games.
Yeah, but I don't know. They've still got other problems apart from the fact that Cooper Rush has started the last few games. I don't think we should make all the talk about the Ravens, though. The Bears have won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Which is rare. After they got that first win, I was like, they need to be consistent. And they have been. Caleb's not been incredible, but he's been getting the job done. DeAndre Swift is playing quite well as I've got him in my fantasy team now. So I really appreciate that from my old friend DeAndre. Yeah, I think the Bears should walk this in their current form, but this will be arguably their first big test of the last few games. They've not beaten any really good teams apart from, I'd say, maybe the Cowboys, just based on their offense, because they've been quite good offensively. Dak's been really good. Yeah, I think the Bears can win this one. Bear down.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not outrageous to say a team 4-2 is going to beat a team that's 1-5. I just think that it's time for the Ravens to get a win with the Dolphins next week as well. You could then see them pushing 3-5, and then all of a sudden, maybe they're not quite dead just yet. But if they go 1-6 after this week, I think their season is done. As much as I think it probably is already, I think it's definitely gone if they lose this game.
It'd take an incredible Broncos versus Giants comeback.
It would. Next up, Texans and 49ers. And again, I'm the different one here. I've gone with the Texans. You two backed the 49ers, which is really interesting because I was the one who backed the 49ers last week when everyone backed the Falcons, and I was the one who was right, and I've not gone with them again.
I just have no hope for this Houston team anymore. I'm wearing my Stroud jersey, but the bloke looks fucking clueless this season. He's seeing ghosts. He looks scared, and I know he should be scared behind that offensive line because he's got no protection, and he's probably shitting himself. He's going to get sacked every play, but he just looks like he's seeing ghosts. I don't know. Some of the throws and the decisions he's making are bizarre. So I have no hope for Houston, and they honestly could finish. No, they won't finish bottom of the South because the Titans exist. But I think the Jags and the Colts look far away better than them this season, which I don't think many people would have predicted at the start of the season. And like we said, Christian McCaffrey is fucking doing it at a high level, and somehow this 49ers team that is dead, half the team's dead. Fred Warner's out for the season. They got Kittle back this game, I believe, the last game.
He did, but he also had 0 receptions.
Okay, well that's a non-factor then. I don't. Ayuk's out, Purdy's out, but Mac Jones is doing a good job. They brought in Eddie Pinheiro, who's not missed a kick since he came in as well. That's helpful. You need points in these close games. 3-pointers are big. Fuck you, Jake Moody. So yeah,
he's been good. He went to the Bears.
He has been good at the Bears actually, which is weird, but you know. I suppose I think the 49ers should probably walk this one, which is weird to say with so many injuries, but the Texans just look pants.
My logic, right? 49ers lost 4 games. Loss, win, loss, win. They're playing the Texans this week with the Giants next week, which they're definitely going to win. So this has to be the loss.
So you're basing this off patterns and not logic?
No, my logic is every time I think the 49ers will win, they do. And every time I don't, they don't. So I don't think they'll win this game for some absurd reason. The Texans, their last 3 have won 2, lost 1. And again, they beat the Ravens.
It was the Titans, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the Titans and Ravens. But again, okay, I know the Ravens' defense was depleted, but they still put 44 points on that Ravens defense.
For a start, we can take the Titans out because that's Titans tax.
Okay, yeah. They just shut them out, though. No points. The Patriots gave up 13 to the Titans the other day.
I just like the only interesting part about this team, like Nico Collins isn't even available. I think he got a concussion after coming back, which is a bit rough. The only interesting part of this team is the pass defense, really. They've got like a pretty good corners, and yet they still got dunked on by the best wide receiver in the league, Jackson Smith-Njigba. So
I think that is a big part of. I don't think they were awful looking back at that Seahawks game. Again, there's just not much you can do about JSN, which I think most teams have had the same struggle with.
They're a bit like the Browns. Defensively, they're not that bad, but on offense, they've got nothing going for them.
I mean, CJ Stroud, by the way, as much as he had 229 and a touchdown, it's not an awful game. 49 passing attempts to 23 completions. How do you throw 49 times?
I don't know why they don't give the ball to Woody Marks. He had a really good game a few weeks ago, and we all bought.
We had 10 carries this week, but only 15 yards.
Nick Chubb as well. Nick Chubb's just not the same guy he once was, which is.
No. I hope they give the ball to Woody Marks because I put him back in my fantasy team after dropping him. I'm going to take a chance this week.
That's interesting. But
Dalton Schultz, 98 yards.
I feel like on defense, they're like the key, like I said, is the corners, the safeties. They got Petrie, Stingley. They got good players, but this 49ers team can run the ball down your throat with the best running back in the league.
No, definitely. I think
the defense isn't that good.
But I think the offense as well. Like you said about Nico Collins, but last week Jalen Knowles started the show, 77 yards off 4 receptions to Nico Collins had 4 receptions of 27 yards of 50 less yards on the same amount of receptions, which is certainly an interesting stat line. But I think last week I think they kept it close against a very good Seahawks team, which is my logic, with probably the best wide receiver in the NFL at current moment in time, JSN. So as much as he did go nuclear, which he does every week, so it's not like you could really hold it too much against them. So I'm going on that logic. I think they'll get a win. I think it'll be a crap game, but I think they'll just get a win based off a good defensive performance. If they can shut down CMC to any form of degree, then I think they'll be fine.
I also think if we're going based off last week's game, Niners are going to look at that and think, right, well, that's our division rivals. We're on the same record as them. And the Rams are also on that same record. So they're all trying to keep up with each other at this point. So I think the Niners sort of would view this as a must win.
Potentially. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Next up, much easier.
I mean,
although to be fair,
Panthers are above 500, which is insane.
I did think about this because the Bills have been not amazing. They're winning games, but
the Panthers, I believe, are starting Andy Dalton.
Are they? Really?
Bryce picked up an injury.
I was going to say, they can't drop him off performance, surely to God.
I think he's missing this week. So Andy Dalton, he did come in the last game. I think he might be the starter, which I don't have much faith in him. But the Panthers have not been bad. They're 4-3, which is impressive for them. They're second in the division too, which is wild.
I mean, the Bills have lost the last 2 games to the Patriots and the Falcons.
I mean, they're coming off the bye. I think they're going to see potential here in a win. I think they're going to want it. I think they just. I think for a start, I think they could use James Cook better because he's like the bright spark in that offense. I feel like you need to use him a bit better. I've only also just noticed that he now has Cook 3 on the back, like Cook the 3rd on the back of his jersey.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've only just noticed that. Yeah, I think the Bills are going to need this win, especially seeing how good the Patriots are doing and seeing that the Patriots are probably going to beat my Cleveland Browns. So it should be fairly straightforward.
I mean, my logic is the Panthers put 13 points on the Jets. So
when you asked me what games we wanted to talk about, I nearly said that just so I could talk about the fact that the Panthers aren't playing that bad. But like, there's nothing in that game specifically to talk about. So
I mean, if you look at their wins this season, they shut the Falcons out, which is impressive. They barely beat the Dolphins, which looks less impressive as week goes on. They beat the Cowboys, impressive win, fair enough. They barely beat the Jets. They struggled to get that one over the line as well. So as much as they've won 4 games, that's safe to say with most teams who are at a similar sort of like 2-win record, if they had the same schedule, probably would also be on 4 wins. So it's interesting, but I think the Bills just have too much talent to lose another game. Lose 3 in a row would be insane for this Bills team. Josh Allen needs to make a step, in my opinion. I don't think he's in the MVP race at the current moment.
Not even close to the MVP race.
I think he needs to make a step because it's especially for my fucking fantasy team because he's been useless in the last 3 weeks. So fingers crossed he actually.
I feel like he's just got too much weight to carry at this point, and it might be starting to get a bit too much for him. I feel like he's been.
I don't even think he does. I think the receiving options aren't even that bad.
They're not. I just feel the pressure of being the MVP, being that guy. I feel like it might be starting to weigh upon him a little bit.
Well, we'll soon find out because if they lose to the Panthers, then yeah, fucking hell.
It's fraud watch if they lose to the Panthers as well.
Yeah, brilliant. This happens.
I mean, I know you got the win the first time, but I'm not backing that again. I'm sorry.
I can't back us at the minute. I say this every week, and we win, and then I'm confident again, and then we lose, and then I want to kill myself again. But as I said, I think the main part of our win against the Eagles last time was we were brilliant. They did have a lot of defensive injuries. I think Quinion was out, Jalen Carter was out. So when you lose 2 players like that, it's obviously going to help, and it did. And they're both back now. So I just think confidence is going to be shattered after losing the game in the fashion that we did on Sunday. You then play a divisional game. Again, if we win, what was it, 3-4? If we win, I'll be more annoyed because we genuinely could have 5 wins on the board without stupid defensive mistakes. So I'd argue we'd rather just lose to not have the pain of knowing we could be 5-3 by the end of the week, which would be nuts. But I said I love Jackson Dart and Cam Scarabout. They're basically the only thing keeping my hope. I mean, I have so much hope for this team, right? I just don't think this current coach staff's ever going to unlock it. I think someone has to make a big decision with our coaching staff because, I think we're just clinging on to Daboll being coach of the year 4 years ago, and we're just, or however many years ago it was, and we're just like, yeah, we'll keep him. Shane Bowen has to, if we lose this, he has to lose his job. I don't care. He should have lost his job after Denver.
I feel like after the last 5 games.
But it's true, and even the Cowboys should have been gone. That Cowboys loss was unacceptable. Denver's unacceptable. We've lost the game in the fashion of the defense being bad. We've not lost the game on offense. So you can't really blame Daboll and Kafka because offensively. I mean, 32 points against one of the best defenses in the NFL last week without a wide receiver catching a ball. That's really impressive to call players to actually be able to get that many points. We put 40 points on the Cowboys. We put 34 on the Eagles just a week and a bit ago. So the offense is not the issue. And I think when we do get the offensive weapons back in play, this team will be scary to play against. I think we'll be a team where people think, Christ, you don't want to play us, because our defensive line is unbelievable. But our secondary's got to improve. I'd love for us to be in the top 8 picks and take Caleb Downs, a safety from Ohio State. He'd be perfect for our team.
He'd be perfect for any team. He's a fucking dog.
He's unbelievable, but we need something.
I agree with you about the fact that you've definitely got promise on your team. I just can't take you seriously yet because you're still the New York Giants. It's kind of like the Browns when we were like playing quite well, but no one took us seriously because we're still the Browns.
I think in a couple of years, this could be a very, very good team. I think when you finally get the guy at quarterback, that's when you know you actually have a chance. Because Josh Allen has proved that you don't need necessarily the best. I mean, Jackson Dart's proven in the games he's playing, you don't need the best offensive weapons if you're a good quarterback. You get the job done either way. And on his side of the ball anyway, he's getting the job done.
You could argue that even more relatable is Drake May.
Yeah.
He's in his second season. He's not got that many good weapons. I mean, he's got Diggs, obviously, he's experienced, but he's not the Diggs that he used to be. He's not got that many weapons, and he's still making it work, and he's only a young guy. So, I feel like you should follow that kind of route.
I just can't see us beating the Eagles twice in 3 weeks. Sorry, I just think it's too much. I think, as I said, the confidence level is going to be shattered to pieces after losing last week. I think you sort of see it as what happens if we lose? Do we just start tanking? But at the same time, I don't think that's the way to go this year, because we don't need to be necessarily at the top of the draft, because we have a quarterback, and normally that's what the top spots are sort of reserved for, unless there's a ridiculous talent in the top sort of 5 picks you want. I think we don't necessarily need to be tanking. I think we can keep confidence up, let them play, because they want to win every game. You could see how upset Dart was with the Broncos loss. It was proper, heartbreaking for them to see that happen, especially for the offense after doing everything they could. I really don't think the offense could have done much more in that game to get the win over the line, but I think the Eagles are going to have too much for us personally.
The Eagles currently are weird because they're actually passing the ball now, but they're not running it anymore because Saquon's shit now. Apparently, after the best season of his entire life, he's I don't get it, but Jalen is showing that he is actually sometimes a quarterback, which is weird. It would happen after I trade away Devontae Smith, obviously, but
that's bad.
I think the Eagles should probably walk it, and I hope Dallas Goedert isn't injured like my fantasy app says he is, because I'd quite like to start him at tight end when Trey McBride's on a bye week.
Yeah, I mean, it took Jalen Hurts 5 years in the league to realise what position he plays. He finally got there in the end. But yeah, I just don't see it for us personally. I think beating the Eagles twice in the same year where we get 4 wins would be hilarious, because it'd be really, really funny. But I just don't think it'll happen personally. I'd take a 1-1 series against the Eagles. Generally, I don't think we win one of them a couple of weeks ago. So the fact we've already won one is nice, but I don't think we'll make it 2. Next up, Falcons versus Dolphins. We've all gone with the Falcons despite their loss last week, because the Dolphins' loss was even worse.
They lost to us. That's all I can really put into. I haven't really got much thought about this. I didn't put much thought into it. I thought Atlanta lost last week. They're a weird team this year where they could sort of sneak the playoffs, but they also could sneak like a bottom half draft pick. So, but the Dolphins lost to us, and in bad fashion as well. They didn't even lose like one of the shit games to us. We dominated them. You know how weird, how bad that is?
That is shocking, yeah.
Throwing picks to Rayshon Jenkins in 2025, like, they're fucked. They're really bad. Even A-Chan wasn't really that effective against us, which I thought that would be like, their one saving grace on offense.
That was literally what I based my whole prediction off of.
Yeah, literally. There's not much more to say about this one, which is fine, because we have rambled on a bit in this video, even though there's only 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we can move on quickly if you want.
I'm just going to move on. I don't think there's much to say. Falcons not amazing. Dolphins even worse.
2 left-handed quarterbacks as well, here.
What are these left-handers, man? Get them out of the league. Fucking
I agree. Walk.
Says the guy with the left-handed quarterback.
Yeah, but we've got the best left-handed quarterback.
This could probably take even less thought.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we could probably ramble through a couple of these quite quickly because
I'm
this
just
team
gonna
less
say,
thought than the Falcons.
if Egbuka's playing, which I believe he should be,
I think he is.
he's going to score 5 touchdowns. I think that's.
Bucky Irving is not, I believe.
He's not. He's still on my fucking fantasy. Even I'm like really
I've still
missing.
got Trey Benson sat on fucking IR.
I'm really missing Bucky Irving at the minute. But I have actually, for those interested in my, I was 0-4 a few weeks ago. I am now 3-4 in
You
fantasy.
are one win out of the top of the division because I lost last week as well.
So the comeback's on. When Bucky gets back, I've got CD Lamb back now, so things are already starting to come together. I think I'm actually going to win the entire thing. So stay tuned. But yeah, Bucks all day, million.
It's just the Saints are crap. I mean,
Spencer Rattler's actually not been as bad as
he's really he's fine. He's not amazing.
His last game was his worst one so far.
You're playing against an MVP favorite here. I just can't see it being anything but a Bucks win, and the Bucks continue their amazing run of form. And I think that's all we need to say about this, really.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think we'll move on. Bit of differential. Unfortunately, he's not here to justify it.
I can do my key if you want, but it's really bad.
Broncos, Cowboys. We've both gone for the Cowboys. Kean has gone for the Broncos for some reason. I can't back the Broncos after the game that I witnessed literally a week ago. If you're getting shut out in 3 quarters by the Giants defense, ignoring the 4th quarter, no competent team loses that game after having the 3 quarters that we did. The game would have been done and dusted. They probably wouldn't even have got double-figure points. So I can't back the Broncos. I just don't think they're as good as I thought they were. Again, it's weird because Bo Nix's stats look unbelievable from last week. And fair play in the 4th quarter, he was really, really good, really good. But for 3 quarters, he was useless.
I'll be good in all 4 quarters to win games. You can't rely on the 4th quarter every game unless
you. They have been as well. I think we're the first team this season to put points on them in the 4th quarter, which was mental. But yeah, I think the Cowboys' offense is really good. I just think the defense, as I said at the start of the season, is crap, and it has continued to be.
There are a lot of trade rumors around Max Crosby going to Dallas at the minute.
I have seen that.
Although I think the Raiders have met with him and both sides agreed they're not trading him. But
I mean, the Raiders just holding him hostage, which is fair enough. I mean, you don't want to get rid of a player like Max Crosby because you lose even more hope for your franchise. The Cowboys have got the picks to shift with Micah Parsons' trade. So
they got rid of Micah. They got some first rounders. They could invest in that.
But
it wouldn't make much sense to get rid of one elite pass rusher and then just spend the picks on another one. The only difference it makes is that Jerry's racist, so he prefers to have the white guy rushing the passer. That's the only difference that it makes. You'll fit in down here, Max. You'll fit in down here just fine.
Yeah, for this game's sort of the opposites, really, because you've got a really good Cowboys offense and a really shit Cowboys defense, but it's a really shit Broncos offense and a really good Broncos defense at times. So
I just think the Dak and CD connection that we've got back now is one in the league. I think we were on about our MVP candidates earlier. Dak's one of mine. I'm not going to lie. He's playing really well, and people love to hate on him, but he's playing really. You can't argue with the stats. He's playing really well.
I love to hate on him for other reasons, to be fair, just because he's a Cowboy.
Well,
I wouldn't actually have that much of an issue with him if he wasn't a Cowboy, but unfortunately, he gets the strike.
No, I feel like everyone hates on him because he's a Cowboy, and no one likes the Cowboys. But he's really good, man.
Yeah, I'll finish it off. Nick Bonita's a fraud. Jonathan Cooper's shit.
No, he's not.
So I'm going with the Cowboys. Can't lie, I wouldn't even be mad if the Cowboys won this one because fucking Broncos pissed me off last week. So they can do one.
Kean's the one that's gone for the Broncos.
I know. That's what confused me even more. Fucking Nick Bonita's a weirdo, mate. Bigging up the fucking team and how good they are when he had 1 tackle in the entire game against us. So absolutely, one good offensive lineman. The bloke's fucked, as proven by Andrew Thomas. That's not going to after the Giants game, by the way. Our offensive line is actually really good now, all out of nowhere, mental. But yeah, going with the Cowboys, and you have agreed with me.
I have.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah, this is
simple, isn't it? Really,
another simple one. Colts 6-1. The Titans are the Titans, and the Colts being 7-1 is just ridiculous. But it's going to happen. There's no way they don't. There's no way they lose to the Titans. But the fact they're going to be 7-1 is absolute insanity.
I think they could start Anthony Richardson and still win this game, to be honest.
Probably. I think they could probably just fucking play like anyone.
I picked up Alec Pierce off waivers, so I hope he has another good game like he did last week. That's all.
I was tempted with Josh Downs.
Yeah, but I think he's on he's questionable. So I don't like picking up players. But
yeah, that's why I think.
I'll take Pierce.
Yeah, I mean, do we have to say much about this?
The Titans are just god awful.
Yeah, pretty much. Titans are god awful. Colts aren't. Colts will win. I think that's all we're going to say.
Yep.
Next up, Steelers Packers. Interesting one.
The Steelers are god awful. Packers are good.
I was tempted the other way around here. This is one of the ones I was tempted to flip because I'm still not. I've said it all season, and I think even preseason, you and Keane was so sold on the Packers, and I just wasn't.
Yeah. I've just realised something, and now I'm tempted.
What?
It's a fucking Aaron Rodgers revenge game.
It is an Aaron Rodgers revenge game.
You all know that he turns into fucking prime MVP Aaron Rodgers in these games.
It is an Aaron Rodgers revenge game. You're right.
Steelers are going to win, aren't they?
I mean, Steelers are 4-2. I'm just not sold on the Packers. Like,
just got fucking bumfucked by Joe Flacco. What do you mean?
Yeah, but the fucking Packers barely beat the Cardinals. Without a bullshit referee decision, they would have lost to the Cardinals.
But they got bumfucked by Joe Flacco.
Yeah, but a team that literally, Cardinals literally had, I think it was a 4th down conversion, like on the 2-yard line, and the ref ruled it incomplete, the game was over. They would have won the game. So
I don't know, man. I'm going to stick with the Packers because I just think Josh Jacobs is good enough to carry the entire team, and the defense is really good. Parsons could murder Rodgers, but now I've realized it's a Rodgers revenge game, so he's going to play fucking incredible.
I'm flipping it. I'm going Steelers.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't know what. I've had a feeling about it all day when I was looking. I looked at it a few times and I was on an hour, and I've got a feeling it's going to be, I think, Aaron Rodgers' revenge game. The Steelers, as I said, as much as the Bengals loss was bad, the Packers were crap against the Cardinals. They weren't amazing against the Bengals either. They drew to the Cowboys. They lost to the Browns.
Hey, whoa.
Looking at their results, the only good team they've beaten is the Lions. Really.
I mean, that's an impressive win.
It is, but it was week 1, so it's always dodgy. So I'm going Steelers. Fuck it. Not convinced on the Packers. Still not sold. Don't think they're as good as everyone makes them out to be, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think they're overrated. So I'm going with Steelers. Fuck it. Why not?
I'll stick with Green Bay, and I'm sure Keane will too.
Yeah, probably.
Keane doesn't have a choice. He's in fucking Germany, so
he is. Finally, and this one was fairly easy as well, at least from my perspective of things. Chiefs versus the Commanders. We have gone with a Chiefs clean sweep as much as nobody wants to see it. Unfortunately, the Chiefs are definitely back.
Chiefs
probably now should be favourites to go and win the whole thing, really.
I feel like it's one of them seasons where no one really knows who's going to be the top dogs. No one really knows what's going to happen. And I feel like the Chiefs are just going to thrive on that, go under the radar. This is when they win it. They've won. They've already won the Super Bowl in my head.
I just realised I just remembered a point about the Giants and we didn't have receptions to a wide receiver. That wasn't named Wan'Dale Robinson. Forgot to preface that bit into the thing. Yeah, Chiefs. I'm so convinced. I mean, they just shut out the Raiders. I believe you told me that it was the first time the Chiefs have shut out any team.
I've been led to believe false statistics. That was the first time that Andy Reid's got a shutout, and it was against Keane's beloved Raiders, who are on a bye week, I believe. Yeah,
yeah, they are. We haven't said anything about them, so yeah, they are.
They're on a bye week, but I'll quickly touch on them because Keane's not here to cry about it. They are currently matching stats from games they had when they had Jamarcus Russell at QB. That's how bad the Raiders are right now. That's all I've got to say.
I will also say that if you ever want to have a reason not to trust PFF as a metric for anything related to performance, in that 31-0 shutout win, they gave Geno Smith a higher passer rating than Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think Geno Smith is ever going to be a starting QB again after this season.
No, I think he's done.
His career as a starting QB done.
As far as the Chiefs go, I fucking hate the Commanders anyway, so I'd rather the Chiefs win this one.
Is Daniels out again?
He is, yeah. So it'll be Mariota at quarterback as well, which I think adds fuel to the fire for this one.
I think probably
the Chiefs, obviously, they've got a tough run. With after this, they have the Bills, Broncos, and Colts 3 games in a row. So they want to get a win on the board here now because
weirdly, out of that run of games, I backed the Colts to be the only one who actually win.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they 3-0'd all them teams, but they've been really good. I mean, Crashy was really good against the Raiders. In all fairness, comes back in and was really good, as we probably all expected him to be. He's come off his suspension and he's back being that main guy. On the offense, 42 yards and 2 touchdowns for him.
Why they're wearing them t-shirts now? To be fair, they have been missing them.
Yeah, so I think they have the key players back in their team now. They've got a lot of balance back, and I think this is the Chiefs that we all expected it to be at some point this season. They're finally back in the way that they should be, and fuck the Commanders. So yeah, just I hope they win because I hate this stupid franchise.
I hate the Chiefs too, though, so fuck them.
Also, would be funny. Also, just seen Garrett Wilson isn't practicing to add fuel to our Jets prediction.
He's not practicing.
No.
Do you know why? Because he's on a flight to Cleveland. Think about it.
Yeah, Commanders just have been crap in the last sort of 4 games. The Chargers game was the one where they were really somewhat convincing. Also, would be funny if we did beat the Eagles and they lost, we'd be on the same record, which would be really, really funny.
Commanders are the same team this year as they were last year.
Thank God. Back to normality. The Commanders being joint with us as being the shittest team in the division.
Marshall Patmore is also fucking bad.
He is bad. That whole Cowboys defense is terrible. I mean, like Cowboys game reaffirmed it. The secondary is garbage.
Yeah,
absolutely terrible. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going for the Chiefs to get a relatively straightforward win in this one.
I think they might win by like at least 20 points, probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But that is it for our prediction/review for this week. Hopefully we'll go back to the old format soon of the one thing we learned, and then obviously this video on the Thursday. But that is all from us this week, I believe. Is it, Max? Oh, am I right in saying that?
Go Browns, go Buckeyes, go Cavs. NBA's back now, go Cavs. They lost last night.
Yeah, go Celtics. We also lost last night.
Nice. Let's go.
We're so back. But yeah, thank you very much to Max for joining me as always. And obviously I think Keane should be back with us next week. And we will see you all then.